Welcome guys, we are the Dudes of Cinema. I'm Cody.
I'm Scott.
And today we're going to be reviewing Luke Cage, the new Netflix original series from Marvel, starring Mike Colter as Luke Cage. In this review, we're just going to be going over some things we liked, some things we didn't like, we're going to give you our overall score. Scott, what did you like about Luke Cage?
The show was fucking awesome, man. The
It
show
was.
was fucking sick. Like,
It was.
It's not perfect, obviously, but like I love what Netflix and Marvel are doing with these shows. Like, it's fucking awesome. They're bringing characters we've never seen brought to their life to the small screen. It's fucking awesome because not all of them can get movie-like treatment. It's cool that we still get to see some of them, but like Mike Colter as Luke Cage, start off, he fucking kills it. You saw him.
He does.
You saw him in Jessica Jones. Back when I was watching Jessica Jones, I didn't know if he was going to get his own standalone show. Then I fucking heard about it, and I was like, fuck.
And I think that was a smart move to introduce him in Jessica Jones to get like people behind him.
And get people
familiar with him.
And get an initial opinion from fans.
Yeah,
Because if they liked him, they're probably going to be like, okay, we'll probably make a show.
Yeah, and then and I think it paid off. Like, the show is really good. And like Scott was saying about their TV universe, like, they're bringing characters that we've never seen before to the, to the screen, and that's cool. And they're bringing them together. And also, they're showing a much like darker and more mature side to their cinematic universe, like, because the movies are more family oriented, they're more fun. They do have their dark moments for sure, but like nothing like this. This is much more like mature, much more violent, much more
all of them. Daredevil,
yeah.
Jessica Jones, and so far Luke Cage have all been like, I can't wait to see how Iron Fist fits into this because I'm sure it's going to be even dark too. But like, fuck, dude, the characters in this show like fucking kill it. Like, Claire's back from Daredevil.
She is.
I believe she was in Jessica Jones for an episode or two.
She was. She's been in all of them.
She's been in all of them. Yeah, like, she's fucking awesome.
She is. She's a really good character.
Fucking Cottonmouth was. I liked his actor. Like, he was the guy who played him was fucking awesome. What's his name?
It's Mahershala Ali. I believe.
He did. Like he did a fucking excellent job. Like, I really liked him.
I really liked Cottonmouth as a character too. Yeah, like I liked it because I liked the dynamic that it had between like him and Luke Cage. Like, because Luke Cage has these powers. Like he could take on pretty much his entire army, like all of his guys, like nothing. Showed that in the show. I liked that dynamic because he didn't have any abilities, He was just a normal guy who was like trying to get to the top, and like he wasn't there yet, and like some people looked down on him and took him as a joke, and like he was just a really compelling character. I really liked his arc.
Exactly, I liked the person who played him. Like, I thought like no one could have played him except for that guy.
Yeah,
genuinely,
he fit it really well.
He fit it really well.
You could tell he was just eating this character up. He loved being this character.
And then I also really liked the cop duo of Scarf and Misty Knight.
Yeah, they had you
get introduced in Misty Knight in the beginning in the bar, and all that.
Yeah, and Detective Scarf, and like I really liked their relationship too. It was really cool. Like, you could tell that they had like, because he kind of like trained her, so
you could tell they have worked together. For a while.
They had worked together for a while, and their relationship was really cool. And like we said, Mike Colter killed it as Luke Cage.
Yeah, all the characters, all
the performances were amazing. Yeah, it was also directed really well too. Like, there were some really good shots in this show. Like, and what I also liked is that like I noticed it too. A lot of the times when like Mike Colter was in a scene, like there was just a couple scenes like in a church and like just I think in his apartment in general, they used a green and yellow color thing, like the walls would be green with the yellow light coming in the window or something like that, and like because those are his colors.
Those are his colors.
And I thought that was just like really clever how they interjected that.
Good little shout.
Yeah, just like little things like that like they do that in all their shows, and it's brilliant. Like, it's really
good job. Like, you didn't have to do it, but you did.
Yeah, and it adds a really cool artistic value to the show. The soundtrack too is awesome.
Dude, I knew it. Like, as soon as I saw that trailer, the Streets trailer, I was like, oh, this soundtrack's gonna be good.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it's got sick rap. Like, it's got the fucking dramatic.
It has like some jazz in it too.
It's got the dramatic music you need in a series like this to get those those fucking points that hit you in the feels. Yeah. The soundtrack was like, I hope it's probably not going to get nominated, I don't think, but it was
definitely
fucking,
gonna buy it.
I'm gonna buy it because I saw the cover for it is sick as fuck.
It is for the vinyl, it's pretty great. The soundtrack was awesome. It really added a lot of originality and like freshness to the series in a whole. I think just like having those kinds of tracks play. There's a lot of people that are really familiar with the hip hop scene and things like that.
They're gonna relate to it.
And they're gonna really respect that, and I think it's gonna draw a lot more viewers in.
Exactly. And the story was really good. Like, there were certain plot points that really fucking worked in this show. Like, like
they definitely threw you some curveballs, like in the season. Like, there were some things you could kind of see coming, and there were some things that you couldn't see coming.
A lot of things that have to do with Luke Cage, especially. They do a lot of flashbacks sometimes in the beginning of the show, and I was like, okay, because I always wanted to learn about his backstory. Like, how did he get like this? And they definitely cover that.
And I think the way they did it too was pretty smooth. Like, they broke away from like the typical like linear storytelling.
It didn't feel forced or anything.
Yeah, it didn't. And the stuff that they showed was needed to help develop his character, and honestly, some of the scenes were done really well, and I feel like they contributed a lot to the story and who Luke Cage is as a character. Flashbacks, like I feel like that was a good way to tell his origin.
And they help build him like as a character. Like you realize why he is the way he is, because if you watch the show, he really is a good guy.
Yeah,
he doesn't care about the money. He doesn't care about like shit. He just cares about himself and the people he cares
about doing the right thing and like protecting good people in the city, you know, and just keeping the city safe. And like Scott said, he doesn't need money or fame or anything. He just does this because he's like a genuinely good guy.
Exactly.
And like he's had like a dark past. He's made mistakes and like, but he's still a good person. I feel like that's a character that a lot of people could relate to.
True. Another thing that I really liked about this show, it shows some of this stuff can get like, you know, convoluted or something. The way they introduce every character in the show is brilliant. They didn't shoehorn a single character in. Like, every character had a purpose for being there, and I thought it was done brilliantly.
Yeah, every character was there, like, for a reason. There wasn't just, like, any, like, wasted characters. Like,
exactly.
There were, like, certain characters that I thought were going to be, like, throwaway characters that actually did play a bigger role in the story. And, like...
Or there were certain characters that played... I mean, there are some that play a bigger role, that you think are going to play a bigger role, but maybe just don't hit that certain note that you wanted them to hit.
Yeah, exactly. There are some characters, like, there was one character in particular, like, I don't want to spoil it, but, like, there was a character in particular that I thought... I was like, okay, I like this character. Like, I see, like, where they're going with him. Like, I think he's going to play a good part in the show. Something happens, like, really end up early in the show, and you're just like, whoa, like,
yeah,
what the heck? Like, never mind. You know, like I said, it's like curveballs, and it's like, I'm sure, like, if you know the show, if you watch the show, you know exactly what we're talking about. Moments like that were done, like, really well and added a lot to the story overall. The show is really good, you know. It's not, like, perfect, you know.
It's a fucking entertaining.
But it is
13 episode show. Like, just go watch it.
And there are, like, honestly, and like the cons aren't even that big in our opinion. Like, some of them are nitpicks, but there are some things that we noticed.
That are these cons do somehow contain spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the part where we might, when talking about it, it will just be a spoiler, just because we wanted to talk about it because we kind of have a problem with some of this stuff. So
yeah, exactly. One thing that we noticed right off the bat, like, I think Scott and I both agreed on this, was Cottonmouth. I think that, like,
when he died, I was like, what the fuck, dude?
He's
like,
a great character. They wasted him, you know, because like he was striving to get to the top. Like, everybody was looking down on him and like shunning him, and like and some people didn't take him seriously, and like he didn't like that, you know, and he was just tired of being like the runt. Like, he wanted to get to the top, and like
you could see that hunger and that desire.
And like that is a villain with motivation.
Like, I wanted to see him throughout the whole. The fact they killed him in the middle, I was like, fuck, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, that kind of got to me a little bit.
Yeah, because I loved Cottonmouth as a villain. I thought I was like, fuck yeah, like, even like they advertised him as the lead villain in all the trailers. I was like, he was really intimidating.
He was good. He didn't even have any abilities, and like his arc was so good, and I felt like they just cut him like halfway. Like, his arc wasn't even done. I feel like he could have been like he could have done so much more.
I was bummed when he got cut out.
And like, because he was actually a villain with a purpose. He was also trying to help Harlem in his own way. You know what I mean? And like, but he still had a reason for what he was doing. When they killed him off and brought in Diamondback, I was just kind of like,
Diamondback was so over the top, bro.
Like, yeah, like, I feel like you didn't really need that. Like, that actor who played him, like, I understand, like, maybe that's just
what they were going for.
Yeah, what they were telling him to do in terms of performance.
But like, I did not like his character. Like, I thought Cottonmouth, even without being like as loud or as, you know, like, big and like this.
Yeah,
I thought he was just as intimidating.
He was even more intimidating.
Exactly.
Yeah. There were times where like you did not know what Cottonmouth was gonna do. Yeah. Like, he was like, there would be times where he'd be serious and then he would just start laughing.
He's
like, for no reason.
So
like,
unpredictable.
He was unpredictable, and like
that was what I liked about
it. They tried to have Diamondback like have a reason for being there. You know, they tried to give him a purpose, and like I mean, it was cool for what it was, but like, in my opinion, it was nowhere near as compelling as like what they were doing with Cottonmouth.
I think the show would have been better if they just kept Cottonmouth.
Yeah, I believe so too. Yeah, because he was honestly a great character. I wish we could have seen more of him. But another con that we also had was the woman that played Mariah Dillard. This is a nitpick, but the woman that played Mariah Dillard, I noticed that she was in that scene in Civil War with Tony talking about how her son died, and like, I don't know. Like,
I don't really give a shit, but
yeah,
you know,
I mean, it is
a nitpick, but
I don't know whose mistake it is in that part. But that's just something I noticed, and after I noticed, I was just kind of like, wait a minute, like, because at first I thought she was the same character. I was like, okay, so is this her character but just developed? But then I noticed that like I checked and like the names were different, and like because they didn't even bring up her son, I was like, wait, so she plays someone else, you know? So like, I mean, it is what it is. She was only in Civil War for like a minute or two for like a short scene. She still did a great job in the show. She also had a really good arc also in terms of like her character. Yeah. Like, I thought she was good.
Something that I also noticed was that it's also it's like a reoccurring theme in all these Marvel shows. Like, they always seem to have a bad cop, like a cop that goes bad.
Yeah,
like,
a cop that's
they
like
had one
corrupt.
in Jessica Jones. Like, he wasn't really. I don't know if he was bad. That cop in Jessica Jones.
Yeah, he was like on that medication.
He did that thing for himself.
Yeah, he had his own agenda.
But then he did that thing, so I was like, oh, what the fuck? Then I saw they did that thing in Daredevil with
the two
cops. For example, like when Scarf takes that guy, you know, like without telling anyone, and he takes him to the thing, buys him food and whatnot, and then he fucking kills him.
Yeah,
it's like that's when you knew Scarf was in on it. Then throughout the whole rest of the show, they just took it as, you know, Scarf was now talking to Cottonmouth shit. Like, you knew that now, and I was like, fuck, man, they've done that in all of these shows.
Yeah,
now.
they do. That is a recurring thing, and, like, I didn't even notice that, really, until Scott brought it up, and, like, I did notice that is a similar beat that all the shows hit, for sure. I'm not sure why. I mean, it was cool, but, like, I feel like you could have done without Scarf.
You could have done something else.
You know, like
I feel like you could have had Scarf longer in the show and had him work.
Yeah, like because I really liked the dynamic that him and Misty had.
They did have a good dynamic.
I really liked that. Like that was a really cool like dynamic because he kind of like trained her and stuff. I wish they could have went like a different route with that. Other than that, like besides that, like we said, Diamondback, you know, he was just like really over the top.
Yeah, he was the one like he was my big con.
Yeah,
like, he was very over the top.
Yeah, and like just like the way he delivered his lines, it was like very comic booky. It wasn't like realistic. Like I couldn't see somebody really talking like that. Just like if someone was doing like I just wouldn't take them seriously, you know. And
True.
like there were moments where he was trying to be like menacing, but I was just kind of like. It just didn't work for me. I was just sitting there like, what? Like, it didn't work for me. Like, if Cottonmouth was doing those scenes and the way that he was doing it and like the way that actor was portraying that character, I felt like it would have been way more compelling.
Yeah. But it still is a con, a small con at that. But you know, it still is there. It still didn't take away a lot from what the show was because the show to me was still absolutely incredible, and I'm gonna give it a fucking 8.8. Like
an 8.8.
It was like B plus, like very close to an A. Like it wasn't the best. Like Daredevil season 2 is still at the top of my list of these best Marvel seasons so far because that season was awesome.
I'm close to you. I'm gonna go ahead and give Luke Cage an 8.5 out of 10. Like I think it's a solid B. You know, like it's a good series. Like in my opinion, it's not nearly as good as like Daredevil. Like those two seasons were really good. Jessica Jones, to be honest, I have to watch it again
because I haven't watched them all. But in my opinion, it's not like a bad thing, but it is probably the weakest out of all of the ones.
See, for me, I can't say because I don't really remember it. It was a long time. It was a long time that like it was. I watched it a long time ago, so like I want to watch it again to see where it fits in terms of like where I place Luke Cage. You know. But like Luke Cage is a really good series. Like I was entertained the entire series. Like it was really good. But yeah, guys, that is our review of Luke Cage. Let us know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below. If you guys agree or disagree with us, let us know. We want to know what you guys think. Yeah, let us know what you guys liked about it or didn't like about it. Throw us a like and subscribe for more. And with that, we are the Dudes of Cinema.